Now, when it comes to trading, there's a variety of different strategies out there. Support and resistance versus supply and demand. Some people will say that they are the same. They're similar. To me, I look at it a little bit different, okay? Because support and resistance can be more so like a break and retest as well. You can have support and resistance at so many variety of different areas on a chart. So if we're looking at a swing, say for example, like let's say the market was pushing higher. And let's say we had a high here, a higher low, and the market broke to the upside and broke above that swing high right there, okay? And it pulls back to basically the neckline of the swing, basically the high point or where the market broke above that area of structure. I don't treat that as, an area of supply, or in this case here would be demand, but this is an area of support, okay? Key areas of support could be found anywhere within a swing. It could be at the bottom of a swing, the top of a swing, the middle of a swing. If there is a price action or small areas of structure that are formed on the interior part of a swing, okay? But yeah, the break and retest of a neckline of a swing high and pulling back to it, can be just as well as support, not demand, okay? Demand, to me, that's where the key identifying area where the aggressive push to the upside from the institutions with the momentum created a structural break, okay? Not a structural shift, but a structural break to the upside. Like this was a high right here, right? We have a pullback, push to the upside, breaking that area of structure right there, okay? Right here. This right here will be the demand area where the aggressive push to the upside, as the momentum was pushing higher, that broke above that area of structure right there. Can that be an area of support as well? Treat it as an area of support? Yeah, I mean, depending, because price action as it's being formed and being built can build areas of support and resistance. Again, inside of a swing, the top end of a swing and the bottom of a swing. It's just areas where price action or the market is really building volume at, okay? And that could be the top end of a swing again, the bottom end, just depending. So, for example, like right here, we had a high, pull back, breaking structure above this high here, okay? And then the market pulls back, not to any key area of demand right here, all right? It pulled back right to the neckline of that swing there, that swing high. That's basically treated as a break and retest. Is this, support? Yeah, it's still treated as support. Is the interior portions of this swing support as well? That could be support. This could be support down here. Even key areas of demand or supply can be support. But I don't trade support and resistance, when it comes to break and retest. I'm trading pure supply and demand zones. That's why I believe that in terms of taking trades at key areas or not say key areas, but areas of support and resistance where you have the market break an area or swing higher or swing low, and then taking that trade right off the top end of a swing high, like right here, when it pulls back to it, and looking for the trade to go to the upside or the market to go to the upside. Again, it happens right here, but not always do break and retest at areas of support and resistance work out. All right. So I prefer to trade, pure supply and demand zones. Those areas where the institutions, I'm seeing them making, their move, the aggressive buying. This will be a demand zone markup, like right here. For example, I'll show you right here. Okay, that's a demand zone. If the market was to break above that high right there and then pull back to that demand area, pretty much immediately, I will take that trade. But you see it made a high, higher low, higher high, okay? And then it pulled back and made another higher high here. But then we started breaking structure back down to the downside. Eventually, it did tap that zone, but you got to look to see what took place as it was making higher highs and higher lows above that swing. So we were breaking more or additional areas of structure higher. Then it comes down and it breaks and takes out this low here comes to the downside, and then taps that demand area. So once it does that, you have to understand that now we're kind of having a structural shift back down to the downside, as you can see what took place right there. So that's why, for me, comfortably speaking, I don't trade support and resistance, either at the break of a swing high or swing low, or areas where, say, for example, maybe you have a cluster of volume being stacked up or price actions moving sideways, and you say, okay, the market's moving sideways at a swing low, or the market's moving sideways at a swing high. You look at a trade, say, if that happened right here, a area of support. The market pushes up, comes back, rejects that area of support, and takes higher. I don't trade like that, me personally. I think it's not a good habit, even for beginner traders. I believe traders should really get more so in the idea of understanding and reading charts the correct way, meaning looking at structure, determining what's going on in relation to the charts, looking at the trend. Okay, so for example, we're bullish to the upside here, right? Being able to see things like this and then understanding why that's actually happening. This big push to the upside each time the market breaks structure. That is the institutions. They are striving to push the market higher, and you can see the footprints in these aggressive big, candles where they're making momentum shifts to the upside or pushes to the upside with these big, green candles, and that's a lot of volume that's pushing the market. That's the institutions. Understanding supply and demand is very crucial when it comes to definitely institutional type trading. And as a retail trader, you want to follow suit with that. It's a smarter option, a smarter way to trade than just looking for areas of support and resistance. I mean, yeah, that's going to happen all over the chart. Trying to trade that, it's going to be hit or miss. You win some, you lose some, but really focusing in on what structure is really doing and identifying, are we making, say major swing highs or major swing lows? Is the market taking out those major levels? And understanding why is the market taking those areas out? It's because the institutions are wanting to strive to push higher or push lower. And when those major structure points are being broken and to the upside or to the downside, retail traders aren't doing that. It is the institutions. But from a retail mindset, we want to trade in the directions with the institutions. So these big moves you see where the market is pushing, we're tracing back, and then aggressive pushing to the upside. These moves where we see these big, all these green candles to the upside, massive movement to the upside, more massive movement to the upside, a major break of structure above this high here, because look, we had highs, higher lows, highs, higher lows. This is a major high right here, okay? Market comes back. It starts making, lows, lower highs, pushing to the downside, pushes back up and takes out that high right there. That's a major structure point. We got a low, lower high, low, lower high, low, okay? Market comes back. We have a low that's created right here and a major high that's created right here. As it's pushing back to the upside, that is the institutions wanting to push the market higher. Once it takes out a major area of structure, then we can look for what? A key pullback. So if it broke this area with aggressive buying to the upside, as you see right here, and it pulled back to a key area, a beautiful area of demand, and actually it did right here, but you got to be cautious because at this point, let's see. Yeah, at this point, when it comes back here, there is some price action, making lows, lower highs, and breaking structure, and creating new lows coming lower. But it did come down to this demand area right here, okay? Aggressive buying. This was a demand area. You have a swing, pullback, break structure higher, takes out a major high here, pulling back to a key area of, high probability demand zone. And look what happens. It rejects off of that because it broke a major swing high right here. And that's from back in October. But I'm showing you an example of if you trade and think and wait for the bigger moves to actually happen and trade supply and demand based on institutional movements to the upside. Look, the support and resistance, you're going to see that all over the chart, guys. I mean, seriously, this could be, resistance right here. This can be resistance right here. The market break structure. This can be resistance. You're going to see setups like that all over the charts. But thinking smarter and looking for those moves where the market's pulling back to key areas of supply or demand and getting in those type moves that's the better way to trading. Because then again, you're moving with the bigger game players, people that are the players that are shifting the market, are pushing and pulling the market. It's just like right here, the market starts making lower lows, lower highs to the downside. Again, this is the ES, guys, the E-mini S&P 500. It pulls back. We got a major low here, break structure coming to the downside. Once I see structural points like this being taken out to the downside, major lows, my mind is ultimately thinking like, okay, they're going to, continue wanting to push lower. Look, it broke a major area structure right here. It pulls back. There's a supply area right here. It pulls back to it, rejects it. It pushes lower, right? And then it makes a new low to the downside. It went from being bullish to being in a bearish channel to the downside. And this is purely the institutions. Training your mindset to trade with the institutions and their movements will help you out a whole lot more than just taking random support and resistance setups. You have to read the charts. You have to understand structure. You have to understand by looking at structure, the trend of the market, and basically the institutions are leaving their footprints behind. To me, supply and demand is very powerful stuff. I mean, it really, if you master the concept of structure and you identify by looking at the overall trend, which way you need to be trading and waiting for these pullbacks off of your higher base chart. Again, this is the strategy and how I trade. I'm using a higher range chart, okay, for like say the E-mini S&P 500 or even the micro ES. I always use a 60 range and then scale down to a 12 range which is my entry chart to take trades from. But I look at the global perspective of what's going on a higher chart to trade, on my lower chart. But I'm taking trades in the direction with the movement of the actual market from the higher chart. So if we're, bearish to the downside, meaning, channeling to the downside, breaking structure, I only want to be looking for key areas, the pullbacks on to areas of supply that I mark up on my higher base chart. I start my markups on of zones, my supply zones or demand zones. If we're moving to the downside, supply zones, mark them up on the higher chart and then scale down to a lower chart and take my trades directly from the lower chart. Okay, that's how I trade. I believe that, that is the power of supply and demand, is seeing the aggressive orders or the aggressive pushes of these candles, that you can clearly see. I mean, if you just look at this, breaking structure here, coming to the downside here, you see it, aggressive selling. You see this on the charts. I mean, you don't need a bunch of indicators to point you in the right direction or let you know that you should be trading in a specific direction, okay? So, the choice is yours, wherever you choose to trade, of course. But for those that want to understand more so about the style and how I actually trade, if you spend some time watching the videos here on this channel, you'll pick up some tidbits of information. There's also a private community titled the Elite or the Ultra Elite Supporter community, okay? There's a link down in the description portion of the video. It's right below the Discord link. There's a Discord channel if you want to join that. But yeah, the second link is the Elite and Ultra Elite Supporter tier, or not say tier, but membership program. It's very inexpensive, guys, but that's where I go over the strategy as a whole in reference to trades that I've actually taken, and then I break them down and I post them over for that private community. But you receive all my trade breakdowns, the video playlist, and a great video surrounding market structure for anyone who wants to become an elite member of that community. Again, the price is only $6.99 a month. That's like 24 cents on the day. Again, $6.99. Where can you go and find that to kind of learn something that can, put you in the right direction? I can't guarantee anything to anyone. That's the part about trading. Okay, trading is what you see, the work you put into it, and it's going to be all about what you get out of it. To be honest with you, I mean, because not everybody's going to understand everything that someone else does or tries to show them. But again, not everybody is going to understand, exactly what someone shares with them, because some people have bad habits in trading. There is a lot of things and hurdles that we have to get over. Some of us struggle with certain psychological things that may affect our way of trading, that we have to learn and identify for ourselves. Some of us struggle with, trying to use multiple strategies and multiple things and kind of get lost into the idea of, or mixed up in the idea of what we're actually using. That's why I believe in simplicity, finding something that actually works and sticking with one thing. So that's what I share here on my channel in reference to the strategy that I use, trading supply and demand using range bar charts. So if you're interested, the link is down in the description portion of the video. You can become an elite or an ultra elite supporter today. Again, $6.99 for those that want to become an elite supporter of the actual channel. You receive a lot of valuable information. Now, if you haven't taken time to click that subscribe button, please do so by clicking that button right now. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking the bell so you do not miss any of the uploaded content here on the channel. And last but not least, if you found value in today's video, please do me a good favor and drop a like by clicking that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. But I just want to cover from my standpoint today, supply and demand. The reason why I feel like it's probably the most powerful strategy out there for that anyone, probably the easiest for anyone to actually learn just as well, and the most rewarding, beneficial strategy that can help anyone become profitable, especially someone who's a beginner. Learn the correct way, learn how to read the charts, learn structure, learn to be able to identify, structural shifts, reversals, understanding, trends that are taking place within the market when the market is bullish to the upside, And because that's the part right there. You want to trade and make sure you're trading in the direction of what's going on the charts, okay? You want to trade with the institutions. You don't want to be creating a whole different lane for yourself and get railroaded, because we don't control the markets as retail traders, guys. I'm saying that. I do not know how to, like really hit it as hard as I can and state it as hard as I can, because we don't. All right, simply put. Now, that's all I have. Appreciate you. Take care. I'll see everyone in the next one.